Good evening, everyone. Hopefully everything's okay audio-wise. Music might be a little bit low, so let me adjust that like real quick. There we go. Alright, let's continue where we left off. Unfortunately, I had a bit of an urgent work yesterday, so I wasn't able to stream anything or even do anything else. Like really urgent work. I think I had like 2 hours free yesterday for myself. Anyway, yeah. Last we left off, we just come out of the Centipede's cabin and right into probably the Tank Palace, right? Or the cliffside that's leading to Tank Palace. Kind of realizing that you could see the ominous glow from the Bowmagus ritual even from over here. There we go. Well, I was wondering why I could hear myself. Yeah, is that... Yeah, as you can see, we're still wearing the Bowmagus outfit since we got the successor of the bow last time. I do recall there being like an enemy around here. Where are you? Well, there's a dog over there. Not a dog, but a mink soldier. Somewhere. Boo plunging ward. As you can see, I'm not doing like any damage physical wise. That is because we are very much focusing on a magic build. Which can do a decent amount of damage, all things considered. We swamp up our spells a bit. Not exactly sure what we should be using for the Tank Palace. For some reason, the Tank Palace is like hit with a lot of seals. Honestly, I'm surviving just because we are on ND++ and I'm very overpowered. In a new game, those guys would have cut my health in half pretty easily. I think the Ming soldier might be up here as well. Oh, there we go. There's our Ming fellow. And as you can see, he's very resistant to everything. Except for lightning, which I suppose makes sense since he's wearing like metal. Metal on lightning, not a good combination. Why exactly is he up there anyway? I guess he's just making sure the place is safe. Or rather, he was just laying down on the job. He's probably looking over the bridge. There isn't anything of value for us here, though. But let me check the boxes just in case. There's never been anything in the boxes. Or the pots for that matter, but I'm just checking. Making sure we're not missing anything. I feel like I've explored less ever since starting a New Game Plus cycle, so I'm being a bit careful to make sure we're not missing anything. And you can even see like the rifleman from up above there, which is a nice touch. Gotta be careful, unless I die here. Gotta be 2 enemies here. One is this guy. And the other will be a Ming soldier with a shield. Unless they removed him. Did they remove him? I swear there was a Ming soldier with a shield around here somewhere. Maybe he's up the second hill. Let's take care of the rifleman first. Go. Dark frost flames working surprisingly well against these normal enemies. And I kind of gotta wonder if these guys are just Ming soldiers or bandits, because unlike the fake monks, they do seem allied with the Ming soldiers. Oh yeah, we have to deal with you as well. All for the best, right? Give me that extra. Use lightning. Yeah, lightning is just tearing through their HP. I wonder if it works on endgame too. Well, not that we can shock endgame Ming soldiers anyway, but still. Worth a check. And finally, after kind of let's go back. Since we've been proceeding through all the enemies, I haven't had a proper look around the place. You can see the gate we went through, but everything's so foggy you really can't make out anything else. Well, nothing else can be seen around here that is of import. The only thing you're getting is that they're sort of bunkered in. Or dug in, I guess, not bunkered in. Which kind of makes sense since the Imperial Army are trying to find the chisel in this area. Then they don't want any normal civilians crossing in here, although Wuchang is far from what you would consider a normal civilian. It's the weird little loading icon there. I'm kind of wondering if you can see like other important locations of the game when you have a high view like that. Now, apart from the very first view you get when you come out of the starting cave, I don't feel like there's like views like that which indicate the areas you will go. They are, however, very nice views like this one. The entrance to the Tang Palace, covered by sunlight. Dusk, I believe. And over here you have a bit of lore clue as to what was happening here. In the second year of Chongzhen's reign, Immortal Wan Shou received the arcane arts through a vision he received in a little dream. By the third year, the Ming Emperor had deepened his quest for immortality, drawing dark forces to the region. Monks were summoned to subdue these malevolent spirits, employing a secret spirit turtle in their ritual, a monument created for future generations. And on it you get an incense burner which you can give to get more items. The Tang Emperor often summoned monks and Taoists to his palace to help him avoid disasters and prolong his life. The Tang Emperor believed ambergris was the key to contacting the gods, and if mixed with red mercury incense from Shu, one would succeed in comprehending the path of immortality. This, I suppose, sort of explains why the red chisel, or not the red chisel. Is it the red chisel? The vermilion chisel, right? 1 second, we'll have a sip of water here. Yeah. I do believe this explains why, as I was saying, Why the Vermilion Chisel? If I'm remembering the name of that correctly. Let's take a quick look at our inventory. Ancient Aurum Vermilion. Yeah, the Vermilion Ancient Chisel is over here. Because the old Ming Emperor was looking for ways to prolong his life, and somehow he came across... he had knowledge of red mercury, for one thing. And then he seems to have apparently come across the Vermilion Chisel as well. And for some odd reason, it is stored under the lake. Which I suppose after the Bow Mega started her ritual, the chisels might have reacted. I'm just guessing here, right? And whoever drank from the lake ended up being infected. And if you talk to Shuang over here, he will mention that this is the location where the feathering started.
汇柳潭的那棵妖树，这月化病，竟连草木都难以幸免。寻找医治之法，任重而道远呐。这唐王行宫本是唐王为自己修建的寻仙问道之所，没想到，如今荒废成了这样。不过，据镇民所说，这里竟然是最早出现羽化病患的地方。怪哉，怪哉！大喜军离开许久，官兵却仍把守这里，这其中一定有什么隐情。或许会和羽化病有关。我在普元寺行医一事，还仰赖他们照拂，不便起正面冲突。还望侠士替我前去打探一二，贫道替百姓先行谢过了。
The people and I would be most grateful. I suspect that Xuanyangzi was actually the one who led the Imperials on the goose chase over here. And now he kind of doesn't want to get involved because that would implicate him on the fact that he's actually searching for the chisels. Or something. Like, there's a reason why he doesn't want to show his face. And it's not exactly clear why. Let's care of this guy first. Yeah, I suspect it's mainly because he's the one who led them on the goose chase to find the Vermilion Chisel, because there is indication that Xuanyangzi might have led them here to search for it so that he himself had a clue for it. He might not have had access to the Imperial Palace. So once the current Emperor died, he manipulated the Imperial Army with talk of resurrection to try and get them to come over here. A bit of an odd situation here. Okay, not too bad. The nice thing about playing one-handed sword is that you are very overpowered thanks to the fact that you're constantly high on Sky 1 Might. You're not lacking for offensive abilities, that's for sure. Let's take a look at the other side too. It's an overall pretty short area. There should be this guy over here who's just waiting for you to try and attack that fellow over there. I really wish we could equip more than just 4 spells though. You have such a interesting variety. Well, not too interesting. Yeah, at some point you start to feel the lack of it, and I missed him completely. Okay, a bit dangerous here. Yeah, at some point you start to feel the lack of variety, but what you really start to feel is just the fact that, hey, you're kind of limited, all in all, in what you can do. And I should be careful because there's one guy over here who's kind of dangerous. Okay, I still don't quite know his pattern. I'm gonna enter. Oh, well, let's just heal up. A soldier around here has a unique, I think it's a double-handed weapon, which is somewhat difficult to deal with. So I don't recall the tank OST being so creepy. Yeah, let's just drag him outside so we have a clear view. I'm gonna try and learn his patterns too. It's pretty easy to dodge. He has like very delayed strikes. And it's not instant, like everything he has is like very delayed. Except for the final one, which is a bit fast. 2, 3, 4. And it kind of behoves you to learn these patterns early on. Because in the final chapter, you'll be coming across like a lot more. Okay, let's drag him down to the courtyard. The camera is spinning all over the place. Let's not die though. Easy dodge. It's like a second delay on all of his attacks, right? It's not too bad. Too early. Too late. Okay, that's his fast combo. And if he uses one weapon after the other, it's fast. Oop, I completely forgot to check my health. And we have a bit of a run to the tank palace again. At least I have an idea of what his tells are. No, we aren't in a hurry. Okay, I'm enjoying the game, so I'm not actually trying to rush to get to the endings. In fact, I kind of want to master the bosses later on. For if we get the good ending on this run, I'll probably try and learn how to do all the bosses on a level 1 run. And hopefully learn to do it without getting damaged. Because that sounds kind of fun. All things considered, we can ignore this guy. Take out one of you quickly. I don't quite recall. You know what? Maybe. It's been a while since I've used one-handed sword. I feel like I don't recall these guys being like as staggering to one-handed strikes, but for some reason they are surprisingly staggering. Ooh, ow. Wow. Okay. Actually inflicted with burn for once. Not that we mind. This build is quite honestly made to work at low health. Oh, okay, I missed. I must have hit the ground there. Where's the dog? Oh, you didn't die for some reason. Interesting. Have a long jab there. Let's lower our health so that we have our buffs. That's the wrong weapon. There we go. I was just on the cusp of getting my defense buffs there. Let's make sure that we at least open the side path to the Shoe Sanctum and rest there, and that way we can avoid coming through the cliffside again if we do die. Surprisingly, my madness was low too. I didn't spawn my inner demon. I swear I fought the centipede demon on max madness though. Guess I died somewhere else at some point, probably. Just take care of you because you are a bit dangerous with the other god around. And this time you're not messing around, just get the preemptive strike and deal with them. If we head over here, couldn't find what you described. Tear this place apart if you have to. If you don't find it, you're as good as dead. Oh, I just realized that the HUD is directly over the subtitles, which is not ideal. Let me move that. Hopefully that's good enough for not exactly the nicest of HUDs. Do I just want to make this even smaller? Okay, let's make this like that much, and hopefully that doesn't overlap the subtitles too much. But yeah, as you can see, they are definitely searching for an item, and we kind of figure out that what they are searching for is the Vermilion Chisel. And I want to go over here, get the chest. Because I believe it has the stab pendant. A little dead end for you, just for the chest. Yeah, the eagle pendant increases your stab amount. Can't lock on to this fellow from over here. I think it's scripted to like walk forward to when you get near him. Little things you notice when you play the game over and over. The actual path we want to proceed is over here in the wall. Should be a dog. Yep, there we go. I can actually hear him already. I completely forgot about the fact that there's that guy up on the roof throwing stuff at us. The Tang Emperor was deeply fascinated by exotic treasures, particularly intricate mechanical devices. Among his prized possessions was a rare and exquisite beaded statue. This he displayed at the Hill Pavilion, whiling away countless hours, days, and night as he observed its beauty. If you hadn't realized yet, the Tang Emperor. Oh, let me move our heart up there, give it a bit of a cleaner look, and also let me get my chat down here and lower its size just a bit. And really just place chat right over here. Make everything on more or left aligned. That ought to look nice. There we go. But yeah, in case you didn't realize that Tang Emperor loved weird stuff, they're letting you know. They're also letting you know about the key item that you would need to proceed in this path, which we will get later. I'm realizing that that mist actually leaves a lingering frost effect. Okay, there's a trap right here. Don't think I can use... Yeah, I don't think I can use lightning because it's gonna hit the building above, but this is an ideal situation to use Lotus because it's gonna hit the pots over there and explode with a little luck. Nope, that was a wrong angle. Let's use the Plume Grace. I really shouldn't be wasting those, but hey. Wow, okay. Do I angle it like lower? Let's just wait for our magic to come back again. Honestly, you don't even need Lotus. You can kind of do it with the normal magic because I feel like the pot enemies aren't too bad, all things considered. They have like very simple attack patterns. They'll go away, spit poison at you. They'll swipe once and then they'll have that one attack while they'll swipe constantly at you. As long as you get like Skyward Might from him and just chuck spells at him, he is Chi, I should put, is not too difficult to deal with. But let me try with the Lotus Flower once again. Good old Lotus Flower. Yeah, no, we are not getting that. Okay, if we're not getting Lotus Flower, I might as well just drag him out and put my words to the test. Yeah, the constant swipe, they'll back away and then use the spit. You can get a Skyborn Might from this, or just come close and immediately swipe, and then, yep. Yeah, just use your normal magic. As long as you keep your distance, one-handed sword is great for dealing with them. And as long as you remember the pattern, they are not too difficult. Just, if you don't recognize the jars where they pop out from, they can surprise you. Now they have paralysis. Pretty strong though. Oh, combo. Okay, careful now. It's interesting, like, sometimes I'll wait for them to do the combo and they'll not actually do it. So we left an item back there. But the other times they'll just put the shield back and immediately you just hit you. I feel like there is a tell for it, but I can't quite seem to figure it out. It's generally safer to just wait for, like, check whether he's gonna do the second swipe or not, especially if you are on one-handed. So do I? Yeah, I do have the jar on my head for the additional EXP. Before we head up the stairs and probably fight the Imperial Guard up there, who can be challenging and whose pattern I still don't know. Arguably one of the most difficult enemies over there. And the game giving you a soft rush because you might need to deal with him. Down this way first, because I do believe there's like a few goodies we can take. Making sure we check above as well, because enemies like to ambush you. Speaking of ambushes, oh, you even have a cannon. I don't really have a good spell to deal with you yet, so let me just run on over here for a bit. And hide behind the tent, which will not catch fire. Change this to Ditanga. Right. Go. Now I can actually deal with you. Oh, missed. Oh, I thought I could deal with you. Frankly, you're a lot more sturdy than I thought. Oh, it's the backstep from the recoil. It's preventing me from getting the backstab. There we go. Is what I like to say, but now you're on a rock. Oh, never mind. Didn't matter in the end. Huh. Did I not come down this path before? I feel like I did. Yeah, we did. This is the path that will lead us to the divine statue. The top. Which reminds me, there was something I kind of want to check around here. We know there is a secret path to the annulum. Oh yeah, you are here as well. And you are the stronger way into. Ice doesn't seem too effective. Wrong spell. I actually meant to heal there. Now see, even he has a combo he does after this lamp. But if you don't do anything, it doesn't feel like he's about to do anything yourself. Look to the horizon to reunite with faces of the past. Look to the horizon. Interestingly enough, you can do it. Let me check. Wave, stretch, greet, worship, examine. Well met. Point down, sacrifice, draw circle, wave, okay. Gaze. Yeah, I think gaze is the emote we need to use here. You don't need to be looking at any horizon though, to be honest. As long as you're in the vicinity of the statue. And you get a unique item from this. A unique healing item. I don't think you can get this anywhere else. The Candied Hawthorn. If I can find it, yeah. Greatly increases stamina, recovery speed, and maximum health for a certain duration. Having fled to the southern archipelago, the two sisters often reminisced about this sweet treat. It was one of the few fond memories they carried from their childhood. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite seem... like, you get very unique items from the NPCs that I sort of have to wonder if it makes a difference when you, like, use them at some point. Because I don't think I've ever used these. They seem pretty valuable, right? Wait, vitality power. It's hearing a bird. Are you leading me somewhere? Is there something hidden around here? Yeah, usually I feel like the birds are like a hint system the game has. It's directing you to a certain location, but I am a bit clueless as to what this is. It might just be trying to lead you down from here, letting you know there's a path, except you can't even see it from here, so I do have to wonder what's going on here. There doesn't seem to be anything over there we can use. At least let me very quickly. I really don't think the game is gonna hiding anything from us, but it's always worth checking, I guess. Like, they've been like very straightforward with... Oh, you can actually hear it hit the bottom too. They've been very straightforward in where they hid the secrets. Now said, there is an invisible path over here. If we look across the field, and you can kind of see the animal, but I don't think the invisible path is accessible from chapter 1. When you come back during the final chapter, there'll be like an extended plant bridge of sorts, which will give out halfway through to an invisible bridge. And here we have the statues of Duriel. I am really curious, what are you trying to direct us to? And what incarnation is it? This entire stone is filled with Duriel statues. There's even a bow marker on this. The eye symbol. It makes me wonder what this... Could this have been originally where the Divine Gate used to be? Because it kinda looks like that. Just very, very slightly. I mean, it makes sense if this was where the original gate was and they just venerated the place with statues of Duriel. And you can tell that the Bow-Magus has been here because there's the eye over there. There's a statue over here too. Yeah, I suspect that this might very much be where the original divine statue was. So what benediction stone did we get? I feel like that might be hinting to something else too. Although I haven't checked my benediction stones in a while, so I'm not entirely sure. It was a vitality one. Area damage, Skyworn Ward, Frostbite Ward, Corruption Ward. Increases damage dealt one. An ember etched with the ancient character, that a symbol of fear and death, a fear of death and unsolved burdens. The arrow-like design represents swiftness and merciless intent, teachings passed down to the Avians by the primordial deity. socket of this one. Um, Now I'm realizing that I haven't properly read the entire descriptions of the benediction stones. A lot of it is repeated. It is repeated, which is why I didn't actually read them. A symbol of seeking divine guidance and predicting one's fate. Choice and the mysteries of the unknown. Yeah, a lot of it is repeated. I don't think these are too important. I guess it gives you an idea of what kind of teachings the primordial deity was given to the avians. The human character and the flow of water. The act of execution and ruthless judgment. Cliff and boulder. Why a cliff and boulder of all things? Growth and development, teachings passed down by the avians. This same symbol is what's on a lot of the people who are revived by, symbolizing action and the endless cycle of life through the soil, represent growth and development. Yeah, I feel like this symbol is on like everything, and to some extent all of the, except for the cliff one, right, does involve like branching, three-way branches, except for this. And I'm kind of surprised as to what the cliff and the boulder represent, because I have no idea. Even this has like a tri-mark of swords. Endless surging of waves in the abyss. The torrential design reflects the unceasing flow of water, a stream that never runs dry. Yeah, I'll take a look at this off stream so that I don't bore anyone who's watching. Possibly. But yes, I am still curious as to what this bird here is hinting at. I don't see anything in the stone. Is it just telling us to take like a great look, a proper look at this area? And I just realized there are like two birds here, one over there and the other over here. I mean, I can hear them, but I was assuming this one was a bit further away. You know, I never tried collecting all of the avian feathers. I wonder if there's like a secret if you get all of them. I feel like enough time has passed with this game that most people would have either data mined it or figured it out. And insofar as I know, there isn't a trophy to get all benediction stones. You can even see the little pagoda at the bottom of Analim over there. And curiously, when you see it from this distance, the door over there is open. Possibly, like, one thing I feel like... you're still... Dude, can I gaze again here? Possibly indicating that there was content leading to another area, but it might also be just a placeholder for, like, culling further objects, right? Right, anyway, let's go back in the path we came. I do want to head to the Shoe Sanctum to create a checkpoint of sorts so that when we die, if we die, which we possibly will against the Imperial Guard because I don't quite know his combos. Oh, did the pots respawn? That is interesting. You can come here early too, and you'd find Xuanzang Young's just hanging around in his stable over there. He'll be just very slightly directing you to the Tang Palace too. Oh. Did I miss you? I feel like I did. That spell should have actually taken care of you. There should be one more enemy down here. Is it a guy with a slab or a cannon? I'm not entirely sure. There should actually be two. One should be prowling the place. Okay, and I basically came at the wrong time here. Now we're facing both of them. Phantom Breaker working really well. Fire also pretty effective. Although I'm getting pounded by the cannon too. How does ice work on you all? Not too effective. Ah, not enough. Skyborn might. Backstab. Ow. Feels so stupid when you get hit by these guys, right? Because I don't feel like they're too difficult an enemy. Just very hard hitting all early on. Faint red feather. And they seem to be protecting this sea lily branch that is conspicuously popping out from the ground. And I believe this is the first time that you as a player can run into these. And you're not entirely sure why this is popping out. Although later on you kind of learn that it's because the Bowmagus is doing the ritual on the ground. Yeah, I kind of wanted to take that one item before we headed to the Shoe Sanctum over here. There's also one other area that I have not checked that I do believe we can go through now. It's not this way. Well, we'll be ambushed by a unique trio of what I like to call thief enemies in this game. The little characters that look like Wuchang. And they'll each be using like a unique element against you. And that is where you'd get the firearm blades, if I recall correctly. And once again, the bird's kind of telling you, and directing you to shortcuts and everything. The cuckoo's cry. Speaking of Wuchang, right here. Doesn't seem like there's anyone we can interact with. Curious, right? Because we picked up that one token that I'm not entirely sure who to give. A damaged Taoist token can be given to the Taoist at the refugee camp. But insofar as I'm aware, Wu Weiji. Yuan. Yeah, insofar as I'm aware, yeah, I'm not entirely sure what to do with those Taoist tokens, even though I played this game for more than a few times. I don't recall you handing it over to any other person. It's the first time I've noticed that it says you can hand it over to the Taoist at the refugee camp. Except insofar as I'm aware, there isn't a Taoist who goes to the refugee camp. Right, actually killing these guys is increasing my madness. Making sure that we get the firearm blades on this one too. Wow, okay. He's just gonna steal my potion too. I already went this way once. Yeah, this is gonna loop us back to the entrance. Yeah, madness almost filled out. We really shouldn't be killing. Wait a minute, that guy was infected. Why are we getting madness from killing infected enemies? We're supposed to be lowering madness from killing infected enemies. Oh, there's a Durio statue over here too. A bunch. Now once you start to realize that like statues of Durio, you tend to notice them all over the place. Like, they didn't even register to me on my first playthrough. Like those statues were repeating constantly. Is it this way? Maybe, right? This just opens a shortcut to, I think, near, yeah, the caves. Oh, I didn't get you this run, huh? Oh, come on. Well, not that we need it, but I would have liked to have it in stock. The panda doesn't really get anything new after all. Yeah, but on the off chance that he refreshes that one feather, I want to get it each time. Okay, shortcut unlocked, but not what we're looking for. I'm looking specifically for that one area which unlocks and gives us the firearm blades. And I feel like it was around here somewhere. Yeah, I think it was down here. Like when you go down there, you're gonna run across those 4 unique enemies that we were talking about. They'll be hidden in little areas with one guy having his back to you, sort of egging you on to try and backstab in, and when you try, they'll all jump out. So a Ming guard up here somewhere. See, there's a statue right there. I didn't notice that at all. Statues and bells, a recurring theme in the game. Yeah, if you go over here, there'll be a Ming guard near a hut. Not surprisingly, killing him does indeed increase your madness. I'm not entirely sure what's the story behind that main guard. I feel like the implication is that he's just done with everyone being infected and he's just hiding up here. Drinking. Is that... I'm assuming that the pots are alcohol, right? Just drinking away his misery, in a sense. There's really nothing else there other than that one main guard and the item. At least I don't think there is. You can never be sure despite how many times you played something, right? Yeah, you can walk across over there. There's no way you can get to that, even though it kind of looks like you can. The path is blocked. I guess it's giving you a view of that item you might have missed, but other than that, really, there's very little reason for you to engage with that main guard. Anyway, let's go down and deal with the thieves I was talking about. They move pretty slow, so they might be good targets for the Lotus Flame. Yeah, see, that guy's there is just has his backs to you. Sort of egging you on to come and attack him. But if you do try to engage him, the others will pop up and you'll be in a bad situation. I did end up on my second playthrough just stuck on that little forge over there. But if you look carefully, you can see this guy over here. Over here. Wait. Oh, never mind. I thought he was here. Yeah, see? Yeah, here's one. Just waiting. Like, if you saw this guy at the edge over there and you were like, okay, opportune backstab moment, and you rushed in, you're gonna miss this guy. And you're gonna miss the guy probably over there. Unfortunately for them, I have a Lotus Flower. And they're moving pretty fast, surprisingly. I feel like I recall them being like a bit slower. Or maybe it was just that this guy over here who has the mining axe. Oh, wow, okay. Surprisingly tanky. I just hit him once thinking he'd be dead. And then he just smacked me in the face with the axe, and that was it for me. So is my mic a little too loud? I feel like I've been clipping all evening. Let's lower it just so it's not reaching the red band. There we go. Not a terrible fade on everyone's ears. Let's try again. Ignore you all for a moment, and hopefully my madness is maxed out. Because if it is, we're gonna have to deal with our inner demon on top of our, on top of the 3 NPCs. Though we died a bit further away, so that probably doesn't really matter. No, these guys die so quickly, I don't even know their moveset properly. He's the only one with the axe too. Like, the other enemies have some kind of status effect, but he's not inflicting anything. I think one of them is flame, the other is poison, the other is frost. But this guy just has the axe. An odd combination. Red mercury spout. Surprisingly, the only time you'll run across that variant too, they are indeed a unique enemy type. Well, not unique in the sense they're using the same model, but they do come with a unique mechanic, and I was kind of expecting them to use it later on. They do not, however, use it later on. And this whole area is a forge, which makes sense as to why you'd be getting like firearm blades from that. It might be that they were actually trying to make firearm blades and we just came up here and stole their final product. Anyways, now that we're done with our little side tangents, let's head back to the Imperial Palace. We have a Ming soldier to deal with, who may or may not kill me. Well, not this guy, actually. It's unlikely for him to kill me. I like the little splash that happened. And there's an actual Ming agent. I guess an Imperial agent up here. After we pass these bandits. Who surprisingly notice us. Steam bunny button. How much do I have of that anyway? 167. Never say the game is not generous with healing items. I'm probably gonna end up using that during our level 1 run, even though I can only carry 5, technically speaking. It is nice to have a sock though, because they are, I don't believe they drop from any enemy. You can't farm them or anything. The mad woman up ahead. The first few runs I was thinking that they might be referring to Honglan in this one, but I'm starting to realize that it's not Honglan they might be referring to, but actually the tank palace maid that's stuck over there. And let me see if I can just drag these guys into the trap over here. Well, he's smart enough to avoid it though. No, all of them are. You do like only 2 strikes? Taking a proper look at where this drops off, there's a little courtyard over here that I don't think is really accessible unless... Yeah, I don't think it's accessible. If you fall there, you're just gonna die. Can we even fall? Feels like you can. I don't want to test it out though. Yeah. In hindsight, they're definitely referring to the Tang Palace Maid. Because this is overlooking the main building where the Tang Palace Maid is. And over here we have Tall, Dark, and Handsome, who is pretty dangerous. Maybe we can get lucky with Lotus Flower, and I can avoid learning his patterns for another day. Oh, you have a parry. Wow, okay. Unfortunately for you, I have a kick. And according to game logic, you cannot parry kicks. And what was he doing anyway? Was he waiting for someone? It felt like he was just sitting here waiting for someone. Or it might be that he was just waiting for the soldiers to find the chisel, right? He's probably one of the higher rank commanders that both Honglan and Yuxia have, and we just came in and then just killed him. Oh yes, the red door. I feel like this one is better if you choose the wrong answer, because it will take you to an area that's not accessible normally. Like there'll be a little courtyard way across the way that cannot be accessed unless you use that one. So yeah, see, the game just trying to drag you in here over here by showing that enemy. That's it. Although I think it's safer now than before. Originally I felt like this whole place was filled with mines and traps. Activate our shortcut. I wonder if this was originally flooded too, because you can sort of see like little lights, I think, and Buddha statues all over the place. There's the vermilion bird over here. Probably the dragons. That might be Genbu. We can probably take a closer look. We're missing the pillar over here, which is broken. Possibly each of the pillars representing the directional guardians in Chinese myth. Possible. And you can see the Buddha statue from over here. And inside we'll have the Tang Palace Maid, though I'm not gonna enter until we activate the shrine behind here. Looking for the bird. Yeah, okay, there you are. Just indicating that's where you need to go. Yeah, this is a dragon. No, it is Genbu. Okay. So these are indeed the directional guardians. We can probably confirm once we see the final statue over there. I mean the pillar over there. But I'm guessing that's the Azure Dragon. Seiryu? It's called? Though I might be thinking of the Japanese variant and not the Chinese variant. I do believe they are roughly the same. And you can hear the bamboozling. You can't see it though. Can you? You can hear it though. I feel like that's a candle. Yeah, you can see it from here. So if you are observant enough, you would have known that, hey, yeah, that path has a bamboozling you can get. And it's filled with traps. Activate that. And talk to our inner demon. Oh.
这回竟沉在那池水中，情丝自难断，心事何人懂？你可是抽到下签了。
So this is one of those comments that have me confused as well, right? Love's a strange beast. Who can really understand a person's heart? Looks like you've hit rock bottom, friend.
你可是抽到下签了。
At first, you might be mistaken for thinking that our inner demon over here is referring to us. But now I feel like our inner demon might actually be talking about Honglan, since Honglan's whole motivation is to get the chisel to help Yuxia. And we know that Honglan has a thing for Yuxia, so... And our inner demon is lamenting, or rather pondering on the fact that Honglan has possibly hit rock bottom by following this path over and over again. Bust out polygonal container because I know there's an ambush around here too. Though we can apparently just kill them. Before they try to ambush us. Throwing red mercury. And the Buddha statue that we need. There's a bit of a story here too, because this rock has seemed to have collapsed over here and separated these two. Like on this side there's a woman, on the other side is actually a man who might have been in a relationship. Wonder if we can get like a clear view. Yeah, on second thought. Yeah, okay, yeah, if you look over here you can find the man too. And the rock formation has sort of... It almost looks like the rock formation fell over here, but I can't tell if this was made to. I was gonna say that... Oh, give me a second. I hear someone at the door. Alright, sorry about that. Bit of an unexpected arrival there. I had to deal with that. Anyway, as I was saying, I was thinking that perhaps I wonder, like, could this rock really have fallen over? Yeah, it could be referring to Honglan and Yujia, but it could also be referring to these guys over here, who are very much stuck in a rock and a hard place. If the rock fell between these two, then yeah, our demon might just be referring to them. Though I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. It kind of looks like it fell over. And almost like they were about to meet up and it fell over. And they both died. Although there is a pole on the other side indicating that they might have tried to at least pry the rock up too. Or I wonder if that's just this one of the existing structures around here, because this pole over here doesn't look like anything else. It's wedged in between, like it's almost trying to lift the stone there. So it might be possible that our inner demon was also referring to them, but she's not facing them. Instead, she's facing the other way. I mean, you can kind of see it, but still.
情丝自难断，心事何人懂？你可是抽到下下签了。
Because then it would be kind of funny, because she'd be referring like she'd be making like a pun. You've hit rock bottom, friend, because yeah, you've been crushed by a rock, because of course you'd be hitting rock bottom. Yeah, let's place the Buddha statue in. We're gonna deal with the maid first, before I head over here. I also want to check what we get from this first feathering door, right? Like if it's a benediction stone, I might just get benediction stone and not get the extra area. So let me see. Red doors, Wuchang, rewards. Yeah, you get a look at the vermilion chisel, which is stuck inside a Buddha statue head. Now that I think about it. Oh, oops, wrong item. Is it the vermilion? Is it the jade ancient chisel? Because that end looks like the jade ancient chisel. Grant access to the benedictions menu. Where did we get this from? I don't even remember who the chisels are gone from. We got this from Honglan. Oh, I get it. Okay, that's my bad. Honglan gets it from us, or rather from the lake here. And then when she's captured by Honglan, the Madam of Snowfall Palace, she takes it, and then we take it from her. Ah, okay, you get the lasting alacrity benediction item. I wonder if there's like a +1 variation for that, and if it actually increases the amount of frames you get.
情丝自难断，心事何人懂？你可是抽到下下签了。
Mikh'a cha 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 la. Let's run back. Before we do that, let me stockpile our points and probably put it into magic once again. because we are very much going with the magic build this run. A low health magic build, all things considered. A couple of more nodes left to on magic. I wonder if I should just reset a feathering node here somewhere and just give it all to magic. And I do wait. There should be one. Okay, there. That node. Take that. That would give us like maximum magic. That should be giving us like 99 magic points. No, not that you can tell from here. But yeah, 99 magic. Can't go any further than that. We've hit all magic nodes. Should I reset a few and max out our feathering too? Are there any nodes I don't quite need here? Like, you need these for the feathering nodes over there. There's a magic node in these two. I have a bunch of agility. Are any of my weapons using agility? I feel like the Watcher's Gaze does. Yeah, but it's only level 2 scaling. I kind of don't need feathering either, because we're not using any feathering weapons. Though for this fight, I might use this too, which removes our requirement for agility completely. Use the plume graced instead. Disciplines. Vanguard Breaker is an okay skill. And yeah, with this we don't quite need the extra agility that we're stockpiling here. I'll still need to get these nodes because there's some magic and feathering over here, but we can remove a couple and probably pump it into like everything into feathering, though I don't think we have enough to max out feathering just yet. We're gonna need a lot more skill points for that. 1, 2. 9 more points. Anything in this skill tree that we can kind of get rid of? I'm not even using dual blades. Why do I have these? Blade dance. Okay, I need these two for that, but I don't need you. Or possibly you. 31. Okay, with this, we should have more than enough to just max out both feathering and magic. Hmm, 78 feathering. Probably the rest is over here. A node I am missing. Oh, wait. There are some feathering nodes in... Yeah, okay, I might not have enough. I was hoping we would, but there's a bunch of feathering nodes here. Oh wait, we might have enough. 92. Feathering is actually going over 99. Which makes me wonder if there's like additional magic points somewhere that I'm missing. Okay, insofar as I know, there isn't, right? Yeah, okay, there's no magic nodes over here. Unless I'm very blind. Which is a possibility. Oh, wow. One of you actually got through the filter. Now, how long have you possibly been active for that you managed to get through the spam filter? Sorry, mate. You... September 22nd, it's not even too long. It's just like... I'm sure I set an account restriction of 1 month. But you somehow managed to get through. Very interesting. Unfortunately, there we go. I'm gonna have to take care of you. Anyway, let me go back to our magic note hunt again. I was so invested in this, I didn't even realize that we had a bot follow us and spam us. It might be because, okay, I guess it might be because of the follow thing that they managed to access to. Though I feel like well, there's a feathering node over here too. And I don't have enough to get. We don't need you. Or you for that matter. Or you. Oh, this isn't a feathering node. This is a magic node. Okay, no wonder. This is our missing magic node. But that's gonna set our magic beyond 102. Curious, very curious. I'm on a quest to max out our magic. Get rid of that. We don't need it. Don't need these either. Technically speaking, I don't need the extra agility either. But we kinda need to go up the street to get these. Complete investment in magic and feathering. Like magic is at 72, feathering is at, okay, 92, 92. That might actually be the max because I'm not seeing any more nodes around here. Giving us a nice max round out of 99 on each stat. Strength, strength, strength. Yeah, the X3 doesn't have any magic in it. And we've gotten, yeah, I think that might be it. That might be everything. Your max stats might just amount to like 99 in each. With perhaps agility having a lower count, maybe agility and endurance. Although vitality already has a plus 21. Vitality starts off at 14 too. So you might be getting less vitality nodes on the tree too. But insofar as I can tell, we've managed to hit each and every one. If you're wondering, I'm kind of trying to take a look at the images in the background. This one's a dragon, obviously. This one is a Kirin, maybe? Longsword is very avian. Phoenix, vermilion. Is the spear a crane? I can't even... I wish it was a bit more visible, but I guess they're making it slightly faded. Oh, I see an arm in here. An arm and then this has multiple wings. I don't even know what this is. Is it like a okay, here's the feet. Where's the face? Yeah, I have no idea what's in the background over here. Even this I'm not entirely sure about. I can tell it's like a very... almost tiger-like deity in the background. And this one is just multiple snakeheads. Anyway, let's put our... You know what? I'm not entirely sure what to put our extra points in. It's not like we're using any agility stats, so why not put it into the vitality, I guess? Or discipline skills. Okay, I've been trying to very much optimize how we've been spending points to max out on damage. But for once, I might just try maxing out one skill tree and seeing what happens. Because I have no idea what happens during then. Anyway, back to this. It is nice to see 99 on those stats though. And I am using feathering spells occasionally. You know what? Let's put some feathering spells. We haven't done those in a while. We'll still use you though. And I also need to go back and get that red door. I want to check if the Shang Lasting Alacrity Stone has a plus variant. Should be right around here when we go up the stairs. The correct answer is a winged ascension. But you do get a +2 variation for that. Very interesting. I'm also realizing that my Plume Grace has like no benedictions. So let's use the chisel. I'm gonna put the Lasting Alacrity on you because I'm generally using spells with this weapon. I can find it somewhere. Is it the second one? It might be the second. Area damage. Okay, time to rethink how this works. Well, below a certain threshold, you gain increased defense against slashing, blunt, and stab attacks. Sure, why not? We are going for that low health build. And Plume Grace already has a low health defense, so we can put this safely on this weapon. Damage doing Skyborn Might with counter moves, plunging attacks. Spell damage, for sure. Do I have any benediction stone that increases like feathering damage? I don't think so. If a nearby enemy suffers corruption, your weapon gains increased feathering attack power. Okay, if a nearby enemy suffers corruption, I will probably... Okay, do I have any other increases your weapon's corruption build? Poise break. I'm just realizing that now you have like 2 options to actually use increased alacrity for different spells, which might be worth See if I can find another corruption one around here somewhere. See what it does. Inflicting corruption increases the potency of corruption. Sure, why not? Let's have a few corruption spells in our list too. This is feathering. This is corruption. And you are corruption too. It's a bit of a shame you don't have any alacrity though. Now, for future playthroughs, I don't need to take that door. Because we already have like a +2 variant, unless we get like a second +2 variant. I'm not entirely sure what's behind that courtyard though, because by choosing that stone, you cannot go into this little area over here. The only way to do it is if you choose the wrong answer, which will lead you to a little line from the boatman. Surprisingly, this guy doesn't notice it at all. Very loud spells. Ow. I didn't realize that spell had knockdown effects. Interesting. This is one of the more difficult enemies for me to deal with, because they have that a bit of a feint-like attack that looks like it's gonna hit you when he's spinning around the halberd, but it's not. Yeah, as much as I like the idea of a feathering corruption build, we are not going to be able to use that against Honglan. Honglan is a little too fast for that nonsense. Most of the corruption spells keep you rooted to the spot, which is less than ideal. Faint red feather. Wearing a frog here somewhere. The game is kind of good at letting you know where the source of the sound effect is coming from, but this one might just be in the lake and not visible to us. So one thing I wanted to check was the design of this statue, which I do believe is very much Seiryu. So we have Seiryu, Genbu, and Suzaku. But we do not have Byakko. Well, let me check the Chinese versions of the Guardian Gates. The 4 symbols. Yeah, I guess they are called Azure Dragon, Vermilion Bird, White Tiger, and Black Turtle Snake. And we also have the Yellow Dragon no Chilin. It's like Gomong, Zhurong, Garusho, Juanmi. Oh. Yellow Dragon. Okay, this is their equivalent of the Kirin, which kinda sounds like Chilin. Gomong. Golong is, well, not its own interest, has a human face and a bird's body, riding on two dragons. Riding on two dragons, okay. Jurong. Oh, Jurong even rides dragons. Jurong is a god of fire and of the south. A bit different from the Azure Dragon that I'm familiar with. And it's more like a person riding a dragon instead of just a dragon, so I'm not entirely sure what image this is referring to. Because we're not seeing any persons in there. Yeah, it just looks like a dragon, and I definitely feel like these are the guardian deities of each direction. But I can't tell if they're referencing the Japanese myths or the Chinese one, because the Chinese direction one is that it is a dragon, but it's actually someone riding a dragon. Okay, I guess I'll need to take some time to learn the Chinese versions because I am thoroughly confused. I'm very familiar with the Japanese ones, right? Well, not very familiar, like I don't know an extensive amount of each of them, but I have come across them a lot more than the Chinese variant. And these pillars very much look like the Japanese variants, right? Because the Chinese ones seem to have people riding them. Like the description for Gembu, the turtle snake one, is completely different in the Chinese. Yuan Ming is depicted as a warrior in dark-colored imperial robes. His left hand is holding the Three Mountain Seal, somewhat similar to Guan Yu's hand seal, while his right hand is holding a sword. It is said to have belonged to Lu Dongbing, one of the 8 immortals, so yeah, okay, they're definitely not referring to the ones that I'm familiar with. Anyway, let's take care of the Tang Palace maid. I'll probably call it after defeating her. I'll try to use our corruption build against her. With a little luck, we might actually make it, even though we're kind of rooted to the spot with this build. And corruption is not the ideal weapon. Let's use against her. Because she is very resistant, as you can see. Wow, okay, calm down. Not doing too much damage, but she is inflicting despair on me. Surprising. Yeah, this one might be a bit more busted than I thought. I really can't tell what's... You do seem safe even if you dodge a second time, though. That would be the catch. Let's try this one. Yeah, you can double, even if you time the dodge for the swirling, you have enough time to dodge the other one afterwards. Ow. Camera? I'm not okay. That thrust is getting me. Let me just see if I can learn her patterns a bit. That's the grab. A very nice lighting effect from the lattice windows. Two, three, four. Delay. 5. Okay. 2, 3, 4. Delay 5. That would be your window, I guess. The fifth attack. It's not on this weapon. He's doing like so little damage. I'm just tanking everything. Three, 4, 5. I'm not entirely sure why she has 2 heads either, and one of them is playing that musical instrument. Bit of a shame we can't take a closer look at her model. Interesting tracking. Got a delayed after both by the looks of it. Yep, that works well. just take the smack. A simplistic pattern, all things considered. Just her combo string comes off like really quickly. I'd be very surprised if anyone has trouble with this boss. But then again, she is a normal enemy later down the line, so it kind of doesn't matter. And this is her corruption. I guess you could use your own variation of corruption here, because she's giving you like such a huge window to use it. I really wish I had like a telescope item. Again, I want to check out those scrolls and everything that are hanging up. Though I don't understand a lick of Chinese, I'm curious to see what is depicted on them. And if you're wondering what is happening in the castle, she warned me not to drink from the lotus pond, but the thirst is unbearable. I can't think of anything. She's gone now. I tried to force her to drink before death claimed her. Where did she find the strength to resist? Fine then, don't drink. I'm so thirsty. Surely a single sip won't hurt. Wait a minute. The last one. I feel an itch all over, like something's trying to grow from inside me. I keep forgetting more and more. Blessed Buddha, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. So, possibly, well, there is no official explanation for why the Tang Palace maids kind of look like that. Let me also take a look at her clothes, because I don't quite recall what's in the palace maid clothes. Senior maid's coat, palace maid set in stress. The women living in the palace saw the daily running of the household, but the arrival of the rebels shattered their peaceful lives. Yeah, that's about it for their descriptions. And their headpiece will just let you know that, hey, they live like very peaceful lives. There is one more item with a different description, and usually that's the handpiece, right? A gift from the Tang Emperor. What is it, the leg piece? Yeah, this one doesn't really have anything different to say with the different pieces. You will occasionally come across pieces which has like different pieces of lore across the different items, right? I feel like, let me check what the Tang Palace made. The headpiece. Nope, that doesn't change. Yeah, see this. No, wait, this is Honglan's bracelet. I'm looking for the senior maid strap. Yeah, the leg piece here is different. Even as the land lay in ruins and its people suffered, the maids of Snowfall Palace still donned such luxurious garments, a testament to Snowfall's staggering wealth. See, this leg piece, or lower body piece, I guess, has a different lore compared to the other armor sets of the compared to the other armor pieces of that set. But that's not the case with the Palace Maid garment, so we don't really get any idea of what's happening here, other than this one note which says that she feels something growing inside her, which might possibly explain the second head that she grows. Wanting. An optional boss you kind of don't need to defeat unless you want that Mercury item, which we do, kind of. At least for now. I might be hitting the limit of how many times I can use Red Mercury to level up. At some point I'll have to rely on just defeating bosses over and over to figure things out. And if you weren't entirely sure that the Palace Maids had like 2 heads, this body over here kind of confirms it, because I wasn't sure the first time what I was seeing. But as you can see, there's 2 heads on this Palace Maid. Again, I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. I might need to look up something mythology-wise, whether they had like entities with two-headed entities. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for me for today. You know what? Let's try, since I already activated that shrine up there. Let's just try Honglan once. Trying to beat Honglan on one-handed sword is gonna be a bit of a challenge. Like, we need something like very quick to deal with her. Lightning is probably gonna be really good. If we are going feathering, one spell that can stand out. These two might actually be the way, this spell and Demon's Bane, right? That is the go-to spell for anyone who's using causing feathering damage. And can trigger alacrity if your attack will cut. This can trigger alacrity? I was not aware. Okay, we can try learning the alacrity window on that in the future. Echo of Honglan, another spell that I haven't been using. Although this not too useful. I know that Honglan is weak against feathering though. At least I remember that being the case. I really love the introduction of this character. that was the alacrity window, but it was still kind of stuck in animation, so not safe, all things considered. Such a good fight, right? I kind of want to keep continuing, but I need to call it for work tomorrow. Let me do just one more for the road, right? And after this, we're gonna call it a night. One more attempt at Honglan. I'll also change our tempering needle, possibly, which I do believe might be voice break at the moment, or nothing. Yeah, we just have rapid temperance. We're not doing anything. Oh wait, it's magic, not voice break. To feathering. If you really want to do a feathering build, we might not be using Astral Blade though. The Jean Lu sword is the way to go, but my agility isn't as high with the Jean Lu sword. And Shadowless Blade will probably just tear through her if you had a higher agility stat. I don't quite know how I always get rid of that one enemy. I think because I originally defeated Honglan with the spear, I always use that one enemy to get an extra Skyborn might before we began. Yeah, Shadowless Blade is really just doing an okay amount of damage. And this can still stagger her. Oh wow, you did. I thought I actually inflicted corruption there. Ow. I'm not as familiar with her phase 2 moves. Especially those double strikes. And the really good OST kicking in. Oh wow, you have distance. Yeah, I really like this fight. Unfortunately, that's gonna be all from me for today. I don't feel as pressured by Honglan as I used to before. Maybe because we took some time to actually try and do a no-hit fight with her on our previous playthrough. It feels almost like you're enjoying a dance now. But anyway, that's gonna be it for me from Wuchang. And here's both of us signing off with a little greet. Good night, everyone, and take care. I'll see you guys around this week as well. Same time as always.